Hello, and welcome to Crafting Inspirations. I'm Joanne, a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator here in Newfoundland, Canada. I love to connect, inspire, and motivate new and exciting possibilities through stamping. Each month, I take a stamp set and I make 4 to 5 cards each month, depending on how many Sundays there is in a month. And this month, I have decided to do the Free as a Bird, which can be found in Stampin' Up's annual catalog. Now, that's the larger catalog. It's quite a beautiful stamp set. You can color in the birds that's there and the flowers as well, which I will be doing on today's video. So I just want to make an announcement that right now, if you join Stampin' Up, you will get a Get Up and Go starter kit. And what that includes, when you pay here in Canada, you pay $135, and it includes shipping and taxes. And you will get $165 worth of product that you select. And as well as for the starter kit in September, like I said, it's a Get Up and Go. You get some cardstock to make 16 cards. You get 2 stamp sets, some basic rhinestones, and you can make 16 beautiful cards with it. So that is just something that Stampin' Up! Has thrown in for the month of September. Is a great opportunity, just without the 2 stamp sets and the basic rhinestones and the cardstock. You're saving about $73. Because if you were to purchase $165 worth of product, you would have to pay shipping and taxes. But this is $135, and shipping and taxes are included in that $135. And like I said, you get the additional stuff as well. I'm just going to flip my camera around and we'll get started with today's demonstration. It's a Free as a Bird stamp set. So just give me a moment. Okay, this is the stamp set that I have chosen for the month of September. It's quite beautiful. It consists of 12 cling mount stamps. The order number for this is 149468. It can be found on page 85 of the annual catalog, and this is what the annual catalog looks like. I've got mine tagged and all that already. So it can be found on page 85. And it's $30 for 12 stamps, and you get that into the set. And like here's some beautiful color palettes that you can use with this stamp set. So today's card, I'm going to be also using the Elegant Faceted Gems. I'm going to be using the Stitch Nested label dies, and this is what it looks like, and you get 9 of these, and the order number for that is 149638, and it goes lovely with the stamp set, and you'll see why now in a few minutes. And I'm also going to use the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder. And this is what it looks like. It makes your paper look like if you crumpled it up and smoothed it out. And the order number for that one is 153200. So we'll be using all these today. Well, I've already got my pieces in that cut out. So I'm just going to move that aside here now, and we're going to get started with our color. And our color choice today is Balmy Blue, and that measures 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to get the bone folder and score the page. And then I've got some Designer Series paper that is from the what stamp set is that? That is from the Prize Panini. It's quite beautiful on this side and on this side, but I decided to use the marble effect. And that is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So that'll just fit right snugly onto our paper, so it's leaving just a little bit of a border around so that you can see your base of your card just a little bit. And then I've got some gray granite, which I already got embossed, and so this is what the old world paper looks like. You can use it this side or you can use it on this side, and we'll decide that when we make our card. And that is cut at 4 3/8, sorry, wrong again, 4 3/4 by 3.5. And now that will just leave, if we do it this way, let me just put this right back on here again. So a little bit of margin of a border, and then you'll see some of the marble effect coming through around the edge. So I'm just going to lay those aside, and we're going to get started with the stamping. So I already used the nested dies, label dies. So I used this one here, which is the second largest one, and then I used this one, which is the second smallest one for this one and this one here. So I'm just going to bring up my stamps, and now I'm going to use, where we're using old gray granite, I'm going to bring out gray granite stamp pad, and we're just going to stamp up the image. And make sure we get it fully covered. And we can look to see what side we want our image to be stamped on, because one side the circles will be more prominent than the other side. So that's the side that I want. So then I'm just going to stamp this down, and I'm going to come up. So now that that is done, I'm going to take just a moment, let that dry a little bit, because we're going to color in this one with some blends and some Stampin' Right markers. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm just taking a piece of ribbon. This is the Whisper White ribbon that can be found with the Forever Fern Suite. And then I'm just going to take Balmy Blue blend, and I'm going to open up the beak cap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in the ribbon. So I'm just going to slide it back and forth on the ribbon. I don't know if you can see that, where it's multicolored grid paper behind this. But I'll show you now in a minute. So I'm just going to continue on coloring in the ribbon. And you can go over this as many times as you want, or as fewer amounts of times as you want, depending on how dark you want your ribbon to be. So I just want to make sure it's completely covered. And now we're just going to let this sit aside and let this dry a little bit. So that's it with that. For that, I'm going to leave my blends down because we'll be using that again in a minute. And I'll move the ribbon out of the way. So now I'm just going to get the Seaside Spray Stampin' Right marker. And I'm taking the larger tip. And I'm just going to color in the birds that's here. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to make little small brush strokes around the body, like so. And I'm going to do that on all 4 birds. I don't know what kind of birds they would be, but I just thought this color would be nice to do. So I'm just going to continue on coloring. And if you have any questions or anything like that, or if you live in Canada and you like to place an order, you can do so through my web page, and that is joannjohnson.stampinup.net, and that's JOANNJOHNSON.stampinup.net. So I'm just going to continue on and coloring in some of the birds like so. And that's it for the Seaside Spray, so I'll just put that back. Then I'm going to take the light Balmy Blue, and I'm going to get the lifter, and I'm just going to color in the billies of these birds where I never colored in. I thought these two colors went nicely together, and then you'll see what I'll do with the lifter then afterwards. Now, if you got blends that of two colors that you want, you can certainly use that, but I just don't have a whole lot of blends, so I decided to use Stampin' Right markers. So I'm just putting a little bit of lifter onto the billies where I put the light Balmy Blue. So then I'm going to take light crumb cake, and I'm going to color in the bark of the wood with light crumb cake blends. And you can go over that as much as you want to darken it up, or you can go with the dark crumb cake. Then I'm going to take Old Olive, the light. I tend to use the light colors more than I do the dark. And we're just going to color in the leaves. And I find if you want to darken one up, just go over it a few times with your marker. So that's a leaf. And on my Stampin' Up web page, you can get some of the classes that's available if you're here in the St. John's metro area. So then I'm just going to take Rococo Rose, the light blends, and color in the flowers. You can certainly leave a comment to let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where my viewers are watching from. And that. And while you're there, you can certainly hit the like and subscribe button. I forgot one little leaf. So there we go. We've got it all colored in. It didn't take too long. And that. So I'm just going to close up the crumb cake. So now I'm just going to put away the Balmy Blue because we won't be needing that anymore. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to cut this down. So I'm just going to take the little trimmer, and then I'm just going to put that through, and we want to make sure that the bird is separated from, this little bird is separated from these three. So I'm just going to make sure, put that through and cut. And you'll see why now in a minute. So we're going to take our gray granite. Now we can decide what side we want this to be on. We can do it this side. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down a little bit. And we're going to piece it together like a puzzle. And then our stamped image, I'm going to put LO, and I'm going to do that in Balmy Blue. Just tie in with the birds and the ribbon that we're going to put there. And now with this one, we don't want it right in the middle. We want to lay it towards the left hand side. And there we go. It's a little bit crooked, so I'm just going to do that one more time and make sure. Let's hope it's not crooked this time. Here we go. It's not. So we can decide if we want to have the paper portion of the whole world paper, the groove marks up, or we can decide if we want it down. So then we're just going to create like a little puzzle. I like it up, I think, so let's do this one up. So because this is embossed upwards, this we're going to use dimensionals. And I got a full pack of dimensionals here, and we're going to stick this down with dimensionals. So 4 should be fine. Now notice that I'm not putting dimensionals right close to the edge here, because we may have to cut some of this away with our paper snips. Now I'm just going to get our Stampin' Up's Take Your Pick tool to take the backing off the dimensionals. And we want to make sure that we've got enough room up here. So we're going to lay this one down about here. So there we go. Then we're going to stick this one up with dimensionals as well. And 3 might be enough on this one. I'll do 4. Put one in the peak. And remove the paper. And get these 4. And we're just going to line this up so that our peak levels with the edge of this one. Same thing with the peak of this one, matches the level of this side here. So you see how it's a little bit over the edge of the paper, which is fine. And then we're going to do the same with this one. My yellow is good on this side, so it's this side here that I need to be more careful of. So I'm putting 2 dimensionals here. And then what I'm going to do is to make sure that this one is parallel with this side and this edge is parallel with this edge to the best of my ability. So like so. And now we're going to take our paper snips and we're just going to turn over the paper and we're going to cut away the excess. And let's hope we never cut away any of the birds or the yellow. No, we did not. So I'm just trimming this up a little bit more here as well. Let's see. There we go. So I'll just move this out of the way for now. And now we're just going to introduce the blue ribbon that we just done. That should be dried. And I'm just going to get my bowl creator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the ribbon across. And I'm going to go down and come up. Maybe I got enough for 2. No. So let's just do 1 and bring it up. And let's make this a little bit longer. It's a little bit easier to do when it's just the one bowl. And then we're just going to tie a knot into it. And that makes a perfect little bow. I struggled with making bowls for the longest time, and a friend of mine gave me this. It's she made it out of a paper pumpkin cardboard that was in the paper pumpkin, and I'm after creating a couple different sizes. So this is for a bigger bowl that I put on my wreath that was in behind me. And that's so. And it's just, all you need to do is just make sure that both these sides are the same measurements. So like this one is 3/4. And this one over here is 3/4. And then a 1/2 inch cutaway in the middle. So it's a great little tool. And it's very inexpensive. So I'm just fixing up my ribbon. I'm going to get some tearaway tape. Oh, glue dots fell down. And I'm just going to put the ribbon here. And now where this is bumpy, you want to make sure that you smooth it down quite a bit. And I'm just going to remove the backing. And I'm going to stick my bowl right there, and it kind of fills in the emptiness of the card. Now I'm just making my bowl a little fluffy. There we go. And then I'm just going to snip and snip. And that's just garbage piece. It's left over. And now I'm just going to take dimensionals once again, put one in each corner, and one in the middle. So there we go. That's it with dimensionals. And we're just going to take our Stampin' Seal, and we're just going to put a little bit in all 4 corners. And we lay this down. And I'm taking the backing off the dimensionals. And lay this down in the center of our card. And she's not quite finished there yet. So this is where I use the Elegant Faceted gems. So I'm just going to use these little shiny ones, and we'll put one there, and we can put one down here, and probably one here. What I like to do is I like to do it in thirds and do it on a triangle. It's more appealing to the eye, so that it's your eyes got places to wander and look over the card itself, the full card. So that's the front. And now let's stamp up the inside with one of the sentiments from the set. Let me just clean up my desk here a little bit. So let's use hello. We are the best of friends. So we are the best of friends. So I'm just going to get one of the blocks and line that up with the grid paper. And because this is on blue, I'm going to bring back the gray granite. And we can put that in the middle of our card. And why don't we put a little bird in the corner, like so. And that is it for our card. Now, if you wanted to, you can certainly dress up your envelopes. You could put like a flower in that on the front of your envelope. It's always nice to dress them up. So that is our card for this week. So I'm just going to turn the camera around. Now, wasn't that a beautiful little card? And if you have the stamp set, Free as a Bird, you can certainly recreate this this card. Now, you don't need the old world paper embellishment embossing folder. You can use anything that you have there that would look nice. I just decided to use that one. I haven't used it a whole lot, so I just wanted to try it out and see what it was like. So you can certainly do so. If you have any questions or concerns about this video, you can certainly reach out to me. I'll have all the dimensions and products used in the description below. So if you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you each week. I post these videos, like I said, I took a month off just to refresh myself and focus, to get refocused in on my journey with Stampin' Up. So if you like my video, you can certainly subscribe so that you will get a notification that of my latest videos. I normally post them on Sundays around this time. So I just want to say thank you for watching and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.